again, that's where we're going to be starting. Really curious how this is going to look here for ROC coming into that map. There's been a little bit of back and forth, but to wait and see exactly how it all shapes out. And they did get beat by Q9 on Subbase, but again, it was close. It was 10-7, so yeah, they were very much in shooting distance of maybe getting something going on that map. And again, Port's been they're favored, so not too bad here. But you're going to have some info as Evo Power on exactly what ROC wants to do based on your previous kind of showing that we got very early on in the event.
Yeah, and I think for Evo Power, I mean, obviously not wanting to underestimate any of your opponents, ROC having to be, considered as somebody who could get that upset, especially after what we saw Stallions do earlier today. But as Evo Power, you still should be feeling very confident in your ability. You got yourself into a position that no one else thought that you would be able to get into, that #1 seed, that first team qualified out of Group C after besting Baishik Gaming in 2-1 fashion. So should still be having a lot of confidence coming into this, but it needs to be confidence and not complacency.
Exactly. Just to keep playing the way you've been playing, and you feel like you should be pretty good to go here against ROC as EP. I mean, like Tedeschi has been talking about, they're already winning championships. They're already pushing teams to the limit. Domestically, at the ACL, yeah, they fell to Baisha 3-0, but on the way there, they looked really, really good, and then they got their revenge in the group stage, so definitely going to be a lot to prove here for Evolution Power. And some of those matchups that the desk was hinting at, we're going to be looking at the snipers, we're going to be looking at Snare and XQQ, we're going to be looking at those entry fraggers, those lurkers, YH, Slayer, see who can come out on top. Slayer's been so good. Some early shots here from XQQ, but these are just hoping more than looking.
You're not going to be able to find too much there, but Snake does take an immense amount of damage. Oh, Sliver there, almost dead off the rip here, just a few seconds into this round. So they're pushing forward. Wood control, firmly in control here for the side of ROC is, just swinging to the vent, and Slayer, yeah, why not? Live up to the name. Immediately comes away with a kill and doesn't even take any damage in response. That's a great opener to be found.
Yeah, that's huge. Winning that battle in vents going to open up this A site potentially a little bit more for you. So Minho, the IGL for EP, going to have to go in there and re-clear that space, make sure that it's held down. YH been tested a little bit early, held firm. Be tested again. Some shots through the doors here as ROC begins their scale forward. So far, looking A side is going to be where they want to go. Some grenades out, but nobody there for EP. He's going to have XQQ sliding in here to see if he can get a pick.
Sides now turned back over towards window, and they're actually able to go ahead and hound down YH. Mino's going to be able to find one, though, as Morris does hit the floor. Shot going to be lined up. XQQ could be good for one as we bring this now into a 2v2. We're still in hand, but now left on the ground. Snare needing to try to clutch this one out. Already the rewrap here from EP, rotating around towards the stairs. It's going to send Snare up in towards window, though. Maybe a bit unexpected.
Looking for the split. Not going to get it.
Shot going wide. Able to line that one up there on the Mino. Trying to find that leg shot, trying to get the finisher in, but hasn't been able to find it quite just yet. Draws out over to the pistol, finds the first. And he's got Mino so very low, and he's got him dead. Opening round goes the way of ROC.
That's huge. What a step up from Snare. They tried to rush him up the stairs, and he was so ready for it. Immediately over to the pistol. And a triple kill for Mino. The IGL couldn't find the fourth. Just too good in that control room. Turned out to be a nice decision there. They couldn't find the shots with the sniper. This time YH going to push space and just pay the price.
Taken down. Another hot start here for the side of ROC, but does quickly get cooled. Mino able to find Horus there on the trade. Final amount of damage going to be taken here as nades continue to get lobbed in. Tonson eating a bit there, and as he peeks out through that smoke, Mino's going to be able to find that headshot, but again, the trades are there. ROC on point to play off one another, ensuring that nothing is going to be gained for free here by EP.
Now you're going to be looking at two snipers to hold things together here towards the A side. Lone rifle left in their hands currently is Zay. He's clear over at the B entrance. Slow approach, already down the stairs.
First shot going to be good, but again, trade back instantly there. Not giving any key advantages over to Evolution. Now the 2v2 with the C4 getting planted. They're trying to play, get the surprise jump here if possible. Approach through the vent, however, might just catch him off guard as the peek is ready to come through. But no, he gets the spot first and gets the spray down. Now the re-wrap in. Zay is there. Trades it back to bring it now into the 1v1. Looking to try to clutch this one up. Gets the spot out. There's position known. C4, more than half of it gone. Gets a ton of damage there through the box and will have the finisher. Wall bang to tie things up 1-1. Evolution Power get themselves on the board.
Back-to-back hero plays. First for ROC, now for EP. Nice play from Zay there. Coming down those stairs with force, with aggression. Just so ready for that box position. Just light snare up. The quick swing back. It's the wallbang finish. Really back and forth rounds though. Both teams really not giving much over. Always going for those trades if possible. Look at Zay. He's gotten outside the door. He's tucked in. Just chilling outside Machine Shop. Is anybody going to see this?
And unfortunately for Snare, his name might end up being a little bit of a prophecy for his own fate, but looks like Horus could be the first one spotted. He's going to play this patiently. Oh, the trigger discipline here from Zay. Becoming all the more risky. Gets in past him. This is absolutely insane. How has he still not been spotted? And now he's got two targets. He's going to try to line them up, but no, Snake, he answers back. A good amount of damage going to be suffered here, but the kill is not found, and Zay maybe just a little bit too patient. Slayer will get taken down here as Mino is able to go ahead and got away too, but push forward from Horus is able to find that, and that brings it back into a 3v3.
Unbelievable. That was one of the wildest things you'll ever see in CROSSFIRE. Just sneaking right through the enemy lines. But he isn't able to come away with much. A lot of damage done, though. That was the big part of it, potentially, here. Snake down solo. Horus tagged up a bit.
Flash connecting, and that's just easy pickings for YH. Frag grenade not able to flush him out of position. Snaring out with everything to do if they want to regain this lead. Otherwise, Evolution Power might just be finding their footing. TRG for that quick little flick, but cannot find it. Just for reposition, only 48 seconds now to try to play around with. Just end up trying his luck over at this B site. Would isolate it down into a 1v1 against XQQ. So if he can find that, C4 could come through. Flash to the side, going to be dodged now, rerouting his way back in towards this A site.
Oh, YZK though.
In behind now, yep, that flank getting ready to come through. A swing out into the hall, and there's the finisher. It's perfect positioning here from these players on the side of Evolution Power. Not giving him any window back in, any chance for a clutch. That's going to be them now leading 2-1.
Such creative stuff from Evo Power. Last kill, just beautifully set up. YZK immediately starts to push through the doors towards that control room. Flashes out, some frags out, smoke deep towards that long B angle. They're just sliding forward, trying to get past. The trade is good though. Slayer there to make sure that Mino can't do any further damage.
It's really good forward control here for Slayer. He's able to maintain it.
Oh!
Snare. Great shot onto Zay. Really expounds upon that. So clear lead here for the side of ROC. Just go ahead and quickly tie things up at a 2-2. YH playing forward, gets the spot out, but just cannot get the shots through. YZK now trying to hold things down, but it's only going to be good for the one before finally getting taken out. And that leaves XQQ alone to his own devices.
Nice little split push there for ROC. Works out nicely. Able to re-clear that control room space and set up that push where the player on site just had no chance. XQQ. Smoke thrown right away as soon as the C4 was planted. Nice setup here for ROC in the post plant.
It's looking like an unwinnable position here for XQQ. Time is just not going to be there, even if he got himself over to the C4. So we'll just be playing back, step batting a little bit here. As ROC will tie it all up. Fantastic start here for this squad, looking to follow in the footsteps of Stallions and take down a Titan team.
Yeah, they're just doing a great job this time, playing for a trade early and just controlling their space quickly, able to dodge that aggressive stairs push on the way in towards the A side as well. Couldn't find much damage. Good EP. That hurt. Could have got a kill there. Maybe things go a little bit differently. Maybe you can isolate one of those fights on stairs a little bit easier. Not get your position up to the control room, but util being thrown early. I want to maintain this Hall's control. To ROC. Doesn't change much on the map. Full power. Still holding the line. This time maybe Zay going to be tested on that long B angle that he's been holding for quite some time, so smoke comes out from him to try to delay. Snare's getting aggressive though. Already through the door.
Slotted forward Snare, though, does eat a good amount of damage for that forward position. Made it down to about 15. Seahorse try to push this line, but just staying tucked here around the corner. Nade in. Quick little tag of damage. Nothing to displace him quite just yet.
Map discipline, really good from Evo Power. That didn't feel good.
Yep, decent hit there on the YH, but less than a minute remaining. Frantic spray there, and Mino gets flushed out. Snake able to find one Slayer with another. Zay finally able to answer back a kill as Tonson does get taken out. Once again, player advantage here for the side of ROC. The C4 getting planted here on the B site. Favored to regain this lead, and already you can see that tack pause going to be called. YH on the approach, dead. Quick scope shot there from Snare. Puts him down, just like that. It's just another impossible clutch the player from Evolution Power is going to be faced with, and they just cannot get it started. So 4 players surviving. That is ROC back in the driver's seat.
So I'm going to assume it's Evo Power's Coach Nice that wants
Gotta be.
Gotta be. This is looking really good. They're pushing and pulling the map a little bit now, our ROC. You know, before they've just been kind of slowly but surely grinding their way in towards sites. This one, they send a lot of attention towards A. That gets a couple players over towards the halls, and that's when they make their strike over on the B side of the map. So there, it is indeed an Evolution Power Gaming timeout, but they're just doing a nice job in this one, setting up for some of that early pressure, creating some attention over at B, making them really think that they've rotated A, and Evo Power commits to it. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. That's exactly how Snake wanted that to go. Stray fired up there for ROC. Saw how emotional he was after their win over Team Liquid to get into these quarterfinals. A heavy opponent they're facing, and so far, not doing too bad. We saw earlier that Subbase can be kind of wonky. You know, usually you think BL-sided, but it was pretty GR-sided earlier in our Baisha match. But here, you're definitely looking to get a few more rounds. I mean, 2, you're feeling okay so far as Evo Power, but man, if you could get 2 more, you'd be feeling really confident going into that blacklist side.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, already, ROC getting close to a crew as many rounds over you as you got over Baisha on this very map. That's going to be pretty telling for the state of affairs here. So we'll see what the attack timeout ends up leading to for Evolution Power as they look to right the ship. Obviously, close enough, could still run away with this half if they start finding their footing. And Snare again. Only damage going to be taken here as Hudson as well. Being naded down to about half.
That's good grenades, softening up some of the players from ROC and dissuading them, continuing that push in through that second layer of double doors. Change of direction. ROC for now. Just thinking about what they want to do. Plenty of time on the clock to toy around with. Another smoke there towards the halls to cut that XQQ angle off that he's been consistently holding. Shifted though a little bit. Have Evo Power. They're really playing for contain. Round A, seeding some of that B space over. Just a matter of if ROC can dissect this. And even if they can stop it.
The shot on the XQQ, can't make it happen, but now the full forces of ROC starting to push forward. Zay, XQQ able to find 2 quick kills to stem this tide. And it looks like tag pause, whatever the call was, seems to have led to them hitting their shots a little bit more cleanly. The swing onto the corner. Snake will be able to find one stop this from being a bit of a flawless round, but follow-up is going to be there. And that is a return to form here. As Evolution Power look alive and well in the round and tie things up once more.
Nice timeout from Nice. Works a treat. Gives Evo Power their 3rd round here in this first half. A couple more to go. See exactly what it's going to be like. Just love the way that they soft left open some of that space at B to bait. ROC into trying to take that space. This positioning here in this hall is so important. Oh, XQQ.
He's able to get away, but ICK at the same time, he's able to come away with the kill. Slayer going to be taken down. Snare eating even more damage here on the approach. Trying to lead the charge here with that TRG in hand. Some further forward, but the frag grenades just continue to get dumped here into this hall. Totson pushing forward, able to find one as Mina's going to be struck down, but Zay here, backside at B. Good for a kill, but now the wheels start coming off. YZK, XQQ, last one standing. As the C4 gets planted here on the B site. Some spam in, and Horace, a fadeaway shot to go ahead and clean one up, and that leaves XQQ 15 HP in a 1v2.
C4 ticking away. He's a world away. I don't even know if he's really going to play for the defuse. Might just do what we saw earlier and play for the KD.
I'd have to get this kill pretty much now. And Snare will just go ahead and draw down with the pistol. ROC going blow for blow here, but maintaining the advantage.
Yeah, a good call mid-round. Just saying, okay, we're feeling a similar setup. Let's put some pressure on it. Some good reads that catch players out of position. Force the EP players back into some crossfires. So it's a good response. You know they might be giving up that front B side again, and you can just take that power underneath them, cut through the middle of the map. Get some work done, and that's exactly what they did. A bit tougher now is go back into more of a default. XQQ though, pushed up right outside along B. Maybe looking for a late flank angle there. He's been just sitting behind that box pretty much since the start of the round.
Just this and the next to be played out in the half. Evolution Power would love to find themselves in a favored position, but ROC will have that on lock with just one more round win. Big cluster over here towards Wood. He's not getting the catch this time around. Not that it's really led to too much value. Some early damage has certainly been found here from Evolution Power over the course of these rounds, but just feels like ROC have been able to shrug that off for the most part. Once again, smattering damage is going to be found here. YH going to be overwhelmed. YCK, however, back a missile, is able to find 3 quick kills. Snake swinging back into the open, does manage to find him there, bringing it now into the 2v2. Maintains control over this site, so the C4 cannot be planted, and you've already got XQQ in a bit of a deeper line, trying to find this flank. They're going to try to rescale forward, but Mino loses his life now. It is all down to XQQ on this approach from the rear. See if he can try to clutch this one up. Now, a watch to the stairs. His position confirmed, and that has him rerouted.
C4 just gets planted. A little bit of time to think about this. Go for the stairs angle.
The head slides down. It's only been 3 kills so far here for XQQ. 17 collectively on the opposite side. It's a cheeky little diffuse angle, but Snare's got a cheeky little spot out on the leg. So there you go. ROC locking in a lead at the half, but by how much we still have to wait and see, because they're looking for a 6-3.
Yeah, YZH does a ton of work here. It's just too much. Snake and Snare able to overwhelm XQQ. Get that flank to go. Now they're going to get aggressive at Machine Shop. That's going to force Snare back. Some flashes being thrown, but not much damage being done in terms of ROC's health economy. Ho took a bit. That was just a little bit of a space gain there. Now EP really wants to play like they did in that round they won the last time. They got up to 3. Give up a little bit of control. Play to contain over towards A, towards these halls. Let's see what ROC wants to do. So far, they've been getting really nice reads. So big credit to Snake. He's done a good job of kind of dissecting what EvoPower wants to do round over round. Just instantly getting the downloads, even if they lose. He's kind of figuring things out.
Maybe leading by example, 8-4 at the moment.
That's true.
Second highest for the squad.
XQQ here. Very far back.
Pressure's starting to mount for him. It's about to very quickly be overwhelmed. As usual, goes out in hand, finds the first shot. Horror's going to be taken down, but cannot find anything else. YZK and peek out through the window. Going to be good for one, and Mino finds another. 4v2. Thompson will push forward. The C4 now planted by Snare. Up into the smoke. Thompson gets a jump. YZK going to be taken down. Shot here from Snare. It's a bit of a whiff. Looks for the re-peek. Cannot find it. Gets it on the follow-up. He's now all by himself. The 1v1 here versus Mino, and he's got it done. Survives with a sliver, and that's 6-3 at the half. ROC way out in front.
Wow. Another big clutch for ROC. Unbelievable. Snare there. Behind the missile. Doing work. We get to see the whole 3K here. Mino's got him down to 16 HP. Can't connect the shots. Snare fast. Woo. The desk was talking about you might need to see some of these other players for ROC step up. You know, outside of Slayer, they have.
I don't think they really need to unless the players from Evolution Power start stepping up, which does feel like a bit of an inevitability, but right now it's all out of sorts.
YH in particular having a rough go of it there on that first half. He has been one of their superstars, a really good player. In terms of his individual fragging capability, not able to put it on display there in that first half. Heavy stack over towards B here. ROC wanting to see if they can catch EvoPower. A little too over aggressive in that direction. This looks like a hard read. It's like a tendency read. It's just a matter of if EvoPower gets to this or not. Playing it slow though, keeping the cards close to the vest. Let's see what they want to do. Smoke out though. Frags towards the front of Machine Shop. So, you know, there's at least a couple over there. You still want to commit. You're just going to wait a little bit longer and just try to blitz in there. Seems like that's the plan. 3 towards main, 2 towards the short side. Some smokes are out. Here we go.
Hudson playing close. YH going on the entry, but Hudson able to find the one, but YH turns back, cleans him up, Slayer dead at the same time. Snare, a great shot again. Finding YH, but this time not going to be given the longevity to try to pull off a little bit more. Taken down, swing onto the corner. Horus dead. Zay able to find that one. And it looks like Evolution Power is starting off this half exactly in the fashion that they need to. Snake going to be rerouted, but Ankle's going to be smoked off, and I think it might just be a tuck back here. Half the C4 time already going to be gone. No real way to try to make a go of this one. There's the cleanup. So, okay, Evolution Power answering back with a round win. Deficit now of 2. They can go on a streak here on this attack. Maybe they're still going to be in with this one because this is their map pick.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd expect this is where they're going to do some damage. It's just was only 3 on your GR side going to be enough? that's a worrying round for ROC because it looked like they had that pretty well read. They were leaning B the whole way, and Evil Power was still able to just brute force their way through. Get some big trades, get some big kills. Give themselves that B site, which is exactly what ROC was expecting. And it still worked out, so long way to go. But a good start for EP. It's back to a bit of a similar setup. Lean towards B. Same setup for ROC as well. Got that 3-2 split. We just wait a little bit. Wait for EP to kind of make their move. No information given over just yet. You know, we saw some late util being thrown by Evil Power at the front of that B door, smoking a couple frags, trying to set up Totson. This time around, a different approach. Early smoke out towards the B site. Both teams trying to show that they're doing the exact same thing, but as we saw in the previous round.
For the shot, Snare unable to find it. Reposition the smoke off as the approach comes through, and this time he's going to be good for the shot. Can't find the follow-up. YH, however, dead on the floor. C4 in position, ready for the plant. XQQ trying to lurk his way through this vent here at the moment. It's the rest of his team to try to hold the line. Flash connecting the swing in. Snake slides right into his crosshair. Kill found. Mino trying to hold close, but as he swings out, it's already spammed down so low. It's a quick, easy kill collection there for Slayer. Player advantages here for the side of ROC. His flashes continue to fly, and no one can see a damn thing. They're going to need some of this peel here from XQQ in a minute here. As Totson able to find one, traded out the defuse. However, being stuck, Horace is just on it, and he's got it. 7-4, ROC steal it away.
Those extra bodies they can throw at the problem become the problem of EP there. XQQ doing what he can up in those vents, but there's just too much that ROC has left in the tank to just stick this defuse. They're just throwing bodies at YZK, and I don't know if he just didn't recognize it or hear it or what. That is well thought out by ROC. Oh boy.
And look at this crunch. XQQ left alone, holding a deeper angle, but the multiplayer swing, and they have him collected off the rip. Fantastic start here for ROC. They can close this 2 away from taking Subbase, and in dominant fashion at that.
They're using a little bit of conditioning against Evo Power there. They've been playing pretty far back early in the rounds, giving up space for free. This time they get a little bit more aggressive. They profit. That is a massive pickup there. Now you've got Snare sitting on big time kills, 17.
Shots in. Let's get run down. Kill will take some effort there from YH to be able to secure it. Let's bring it back into a 4v4. C4 now moved up past the machine room towards this B site.
Yeah, things have looked a little bit off for EP in the mechanical sense as well. They just haven't been able to really connect with those sprays, especially up close and personal. ROC's been getting the better of them, so I need to get some juice going here. They are not quite on the same level.
They really slowed down now. 48 seconds, the rest of the team try to join in with them. Snake going to be good for one Horse with another off screen. YH does have that trade there as YCK desperately tries to break his way through. Double swing coming in. We'll be able to take one down with him. That leaves Snare now in a 1v1. C4 being recovered here now. The Snare looking to peek in onto the angle quite just yet. Stick of the plant. YH needing to win this. Bring that deficit back down to 2 rounds. Snare on the approach. He's been so damn deadly. 18 kills to his name. Doesn't get the spot out fast enough, though. YH will be able to collect it. EP moving up to 5.
Well, exactly what the doctor ordered there. Some good rifling, some good individual moments, do some serious damage. YH in particular, really good stuff to keep those players coming out of control room pinned in. Nades are out. Damage being done to Minho, though. Aggressive push out into Machine.
I just like this kind of push and pull here from the side of ROC, though. aggressive towards the A side, outside of Wood in the previous round. Now trying the same thing outside of Machine Room at B. This time, don't come away with a kill. It's going to be a decently even trade as far as the damage is concerned, with everyone surviving.
Yeah, but still, EP now thinking that he can bait some attention over. XQQ actually gets a kill, so does Zay. And all of a sudden, it's a 5v3, make that a 5v2.
Yeah, XQQ finding another one here. Gotta get eyes on this guy. Right now, he is carrying them forward into this round. If they can close this one out, that's gonna be them one away from tying things up. Thompson on the drop down, eventually just gonna be sprayed away. As C4 can be brought forward, and that's Slayer. All alone across the map here on this A site.
I think they're just hunting him. I don't even care about the C4.
We won't talk about it. 6-7. Evolution Power drawing out a tactical timeout here from the side of ROC. They'll look to have as clean of an adjustment as we had seen there in the follow-up round, at least, from the side of EP.
Well, and importantly, for Evolution Power, they're starting to win some of those up-close and personal battles. That's really a big difference maker in some of these moments on this map where you're caught trying to swing around a door or a tight angle. You gotta take down your opponent. Some replays. This is that snare 1v3. Effectively became a 1v3. Woo!
That's crazy shots.
That is nasty, dude. The snare just bopping people through smokes. They are looking pretty good so far, but again, not on the favorite side of the map are ROC, and now you're getting caught up on. EP is nipping at your heels, so I think this is a great time for a timeout like this from Stray. See what he wants to do. I think maybe a little bit more early double doors pressure there at Wood would be nice to see. I think that was something that he got some value out of early. Dip into that a little bit more. They just don't want to play retake on B is kind of a lot of the sense that I'm getting with the way that they're setting up their formations. They want to try to just shut those attacks down, you know, use those heavy crossfires that you can get, those high-low angles from the rafters and from the back of the site. Those kind of things, they feel like they can lure Evil Power into those traps, but maybe now might see a little bit of a different kind of idea and setup. Not just grenades, but it's right back to more of the same, at least early.
Very deep cluster here for the side of ROC. Gambling correctly as far as where they thought EP was going to end up, so C4 is already brought forward towards this B site. Some early damage there on the Slayer. So far, kill's not going to be found, but Snake is able to find the first. YH does get eliminated. YZK going to be taken out, but it's a 2-for-1 on the frag grenade from Zay. Trying to close this one out, but the timeout works a treat, and ROC continue to keep EP back at arm's distance. 2 more rounds to go, and Subbase will be theirs.
Wow. I thought for sure might see something a little different from both teams, but it's kind of a rock, paper, scissors there. And EP, you know, they guess correctly. They just hold B again. They go right back to what they've been doing.
Slayer. What? Turns and finds a headshot. Gets a little bit of damage there on Amino. Had he been able to find that kill, that would have just been GG. Wrap up this round, maybe even wrap up the map. He managed to trade it back, but I cannot believe that he still was able to find that opening kill.
That was bonkers. How does he spin like that? I mean, that's why he's talked about with such high regard when it comes to this ROC team. Man just has tremendous individual senses and mechanics, clearly. C4 had to be scooped up, though. Now, trying to see if he can get anything to go. If they can find a pick, I think that would be the go signal. XQQ did see one player there on site, but it's actually the call for the retreat, anticipating a potential util dump. So they're just like, yeah, okay, let's back up. Still got some time to think about this one. Smoke's coming down. Oh, Horace.
Basically no contact around that stairs at all at the early round, but then Horace decides to just go ahead and fill that space, takes a couple pot shots, and comes away with a kill. 4-3. We're scrambling around the map. There at mid, looks like it will just be a rewrap into Woodroom, joining in with the remainder of the team. Horus down to the base of the stairs. To try to hold that line once again, and then Snare could just have a crossfire setup. Has to backpedal until Wiley has been burned here. Horus will lose his life, but Snare now presence being made known. Finds the first, has the other two contained. Frag grenades at his position, take him low, but do not take him out of the fight. And as long as he has breath here in his lungs, he is still a threat, and he strikes. XQQ, 2 kills found, but seemingly no read on Totson's position at all. And he'll ring out with a headshot to let him know, telling him to sit down as ROC continue to march onward, ready to steal away this map pick of EP.
Yeah, just holding their line so well here on the A site, buying time for the reinforcements to arrive. Again, a big clutch win. I mean, that has been another big difference maker for ROC. So many 1v1s, 1vx's that they've been winning.
Slayer starts it off once again. He sticks around for a little bit more, and he's able to find a second. And that is just brutality. Look at the health here of these players from the side of Evolution Power. Not even a full bar between two of them. Next QQ trying to lurk, but here comes the swing, and Snake, he has got him trapped in. His bite is venomous as YZK pushes his way forward, but just has to be rerouted, has to back away. And this feels like an unwinnable scenario here for the side of EP.
Well, they're gonna send Mino out. He's gonna look for maybe a late lurk. They're just gonna try to spread the map here a little bit. He's gotta be oh so careful. So dangerously low are both the players.
Damage found. I mean, you've got two players that are really low. Both players still with frag grenades. If they can find those well positioned, perhaps they can bring this back into a 2v2. Snake holding that back stairwell, swinging across, will get picked off. Double face in, however. Snare is able to find Mino 23-8. As he looks to bring this map to its end. The swing in, but YZK not done quite just yet. Gets the spot there on the Totson, and then immediately says, okay, I've got to go over to the A site. Smokes the stairs, goes for the C4, and both players dangerously low. YZK has been fragging. Does he have one more in him to keep this map going? Smoke is respected. Some shots flying out. Flashbang at the ready. Up and over the top. The swing coming through. And Totson has the shot. And just like that, ROC take the opening map here in this quarterfinal. Evolution Power not finding success on their pick of Subbase.
This is just great planning for ROC. They really had a good read on what Evo Power is trying to accomplish on their BL side in particular. Very impressed with their ability to just keep shutting down those B hits, keep looking for them, winning those clutch moments time after time.
And now we get ready to go to ROC's pick of Ford, a map that we have not seen from Evolution Power quite just yet here in the tournament. Floated it in their opening series versus ROC Esports, but of course, it never went far enough to be able to see it. They closed that out cleanly with a 2-0. But ROC is looking to just be a very different beast here today.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, this is ROC's favored map, too. They love to play on port, so this is going to be that much more difficult. And ROC, man, this is just great stuff top to bottom from them. Stopping the cheeky defuse. Snare, it's devastating the whole way through. Top to bottom. Going absolutely nuclear. Goodness gracious.
Players clearly fired up and should feel very comfortable going to that next map. Evolution Power needing to respond in a massive way, needing to reverse sweep from here, because if they cannot, that's going to be them eliminated, them missing out on the semifinals. And what a semifinals it would set up to be with Stallions there going up against Baisha. We might just have ROC joining them. Massive upsets abound. We'll see if ROC are going to be able to seal the deal on this one when we come back after a quick break.
Reach your impossible. Lenovo Legion.
We are back and just witnessed A major upset in our opening map here in this quarter-final series. ROC Esports handedly dispatching Evolution Power on Evolution Power's map pick. Subbase claimed by ROC. Now we get ready to go into port. The first viewing for Evolution Power here at EWC 2025.
Yeah, and we've seen it a lot from ROC. Played it 3 times. They're 1-2 on it here. Lost to Q9 and actually lost to Team Liquid on this map as well. So, you know, even though they like this map, it's been kind of a rough go of it for them here at EWC 2025. And just looking to see if maybe Evo Power can dig deeper, if this is just going to be a 2-0 for ROC closing it out. What a big win, though, regardless. I mean, coming through, taking your opponent's map pick away on Subbase like that. Can't credit enough the way that they thought about that, and some of the individual heroics, just crazy.
Well, we are off to the races, straight into the game. Let's see if ROC can get that 2-0, following the footsteps of Stallions. But now, there's going to be some rerouting and cluster up over towards this B side of the map.
There. So damn good.
Watching this back flank. Peek the angle, might just have a kill. He's gonna go for it, he's found it. That's XQQ dead. The wide swing out, can't get that quick scope, and Mino at the same time is able to find Totson. So player advantage gonna be established here for the side of EP. Just spamming away, gets some damage there on the Snake, forces him to reposition, but Mino still will be able to clean it up. Second here for him. It looks like it's gonna be another rocky start to the map as Horus able to get the spot out onto one, still on the approach, and Zay will be there to clean it up. So, opening round win goes the way of Evolution Power.
Wow. Even after getting that opening kill, just so quick to respond, our Evolution Power, making sure that they're playing for trades, that they've got that extra player in place. It's GR-sided on this map typically. Nice start there for Evolution Power. Push out long A again. Just doing it. Get a little bit of a jump up. There we go. YH up into the connector. It's just going to be holding there. This map generally a little bit slower. There's so much you have to deal with on the attack side, on this blacklist side.
Horus going for the peaks here. YH still slightly around that corner. And waiting, now striking, finds the first Snake. Backpedaling Snare, trying to fill that space, but takes similar amounts of damage. Such a great position as that frag grenade could find huge value, and it does. It's another double off the frag, our second one of the day. Kobe.
Kobe. Well played by YH. Now oh so difficult.
Oh. Yeah, pain continuing. Slayer with that C4, gonna rewrap towards B. Totson, see if he can find anything, make any kind of dent here into this defense.
Going to be very difficult.
Slayer will find one. Oh, and Totson poised to be able to find the jump onto one, but can't get the transfer over, so Zay does manage to bring this into a 3v1. Stems the bleeding for a bit, so C4 now to be planted. Already, Slayer very much surrounded. Finds the first, the flank getting ready to come through from behind. Just can't get the turn fast enough, so YH with the cleanup, the defuse to come in. And that's gonna be Evolution Power off to a very strong start, 2-0.
Yeah, no 1v3 shenanigans this time. Evolution Power playing the map really nicely at the start. Just individual moments starting to shine through here. And this is another just beautiful frag grenade. Nothing they could do. So low already. Let's see. They want to try to come out with a bit of pressure towards the house here by Evolution Power. Counter though quickly. Oh, YH has already found Snare in mid.
That is a critical target. We saw how much Snare was able to do in that last map. Totson gonna be good for one, but Mino just gets the counter spam here through the window. Boarded up, gets himself a wall bang. Ooh, it's Totson, okay. We'll be able to do very much the same. Staying on a reposition angle, and now you see that technical pause being called. Spot out. Shot's not quite able to connect. Totson does manage to slink away from this, but still is going to be in a rough position. Back around the corner, but there's a spot out. Flashbang to try to clear his angle. Just get strafed across to the opposite side. Will be able to do so. So C4 now going to be recoverable. Slayer, deeper lurk, swoops in. Is able to find one. Needed to find that second, it feels like. But he cannot. XQQ holds his own.
Totson had some pretty sick shots into a 1v2, making the right read here on the map. Had good info that there were a couple players over, still on that B side, so there's the opportunity here maybe to swing over to A, the plant down, see if he can get the win. 2 coming from long for Evo Power.
He's just completely abandoned the site here. Trying to intercept, but won't be able to do so. Now he's going to have to actually try to rescale back in to stop this defuse. Already XQQ up and over the top. YZK, maybe a spot out, but yeah, won't be able to collect that one. So defuse is in, and that's going to be a perfect 3-0 start here for Evolution Power.
Yeah, it is going to be ROC calling their timeout now. Try to talk things over. Want to get some rounds going on this BL side. So far, they've been beat at every twist and turn, every choke point. It's been players from Evo Power just ready to shut things down. Let's just watch that grenade again.
It was a glorious one.
It was. For a minute here, maybe get something. Totson, again, just not able to win that early fight. If he gets YZK, maybe he has a chance against XQQ, but XQQ is already ready to swing right on that contact. So Evolution Power looking good. Now ROC just wanting to reassess the map a little bit. See what kind of changes they want to go with, or maybe if it's just more of a talk about how you're playing off of each other, trying to be a little bit better with the coordination. Some of these moments where they do have the extra players in place to try to play for trades, they're not getting them. So a lot to discuss here for ROC. It's, man, oh man, if they could get that 2-0 over Evolution Power, that would be earth-shattering in this event. It'd be an upset, and it would be just a statement. Making some names, making some waves here for the West. Last word's going to come through here from Stray.
Will it be enough? He's been looking fantastic. You can hear their fans there in the arena spurring them on towards a third and final map. On the line, has to go for the rescope. Slayer trying to pursue for that kill. Can't quite find it, tags him up, but he gets away.
That's big. It's that sniper there at long for you to hold that angle down. This time they're clearing this angle. They're being a little more cautious about trying to go up through the connector. It's just looking to see if anybody was up there, maybe do a little damage. It's a peel back. Big stack towards this B side. 4 players strong. Smoke at the front of the door. Just going to wait that out a little bit here. You know, they've had players challenging them right at the front of the door of house a few times. So hard to get through house because it's easy to spam through as well for the GR. So this execute has to be good. She's got a lot of players lining up for this from EP.
It's now starting to get dumped. EP with the correct read. In position to try to counteract this. An XQQ. Oh, it's just a firing squad for all of EP. Targets downrange and dealt with. Snare will fall, and that is a flawless round off the back of the timeout call from ROC.
Yeah, I mean, with that player being pushed up so far forward for Evo Power on the other side of the map, they could lean heavy into this crossfire at the choke point. Good reads, good map control. Obviously, the skill on display. Evo Power, oh, XQQ.
It just doesn't get any easier. Quick shot, Snake dead. Drake holding forward. Horace cannot breach this position. Evolution Power clearly upset with how things transpired on Subbase, and they are more than making up for it right now. There will be able to find one back, but still needs some damage for his troubles.
That's okay, though. Zay there already tagged up, giving his life for the cause. Allows a little bit of extra info there for Evolution Power. Kind of keep their formation set up a little bit more B-lean. Nobody from ROC can move just yet.
Shots here through the window. Just going to be a drop down. Mino surrendering that space for now, but just rewrapping and the nades. Tearing Slayer apart. Down low and Snare noted over towards mid. Bill found Totson into the open. Slayer able to find one. They traded back. 2v2. Nades go out to try to delay. Frag on the corner, good damage found. Slayer finding the headshot. YH going to be eliminated. XQQ now needing to do everything. Finds the first. C4 now being committed to. XQQ scaling forward and winning the fight. Oh, it gets so close, but it's still so far. 5-0 now for Evolution Power.
Well, Subbase was a tale of ROC heroics, and now you've got some of your own for Evolution Power. Somehow, some way, they fight their way. There was a crossfire set up outside of house, and they get 2 kills. Slayer and Totson do. Break things open. Still, XQQ. Rookie of the year, that MVP from last year, comes up big when he's needed most. Now you're left just scratching your head as ROC. Feeling like we're finally getting a few opportunities, a few looks. Just can't quite convert the way we could on Subbase. Deep frag grenade actually goes behind ROC. Spamming through the window there. They almost getting tagged in the toesies, but able to avoid any damage. It's just a retreat here from ROC. Need to set up a little bit of map presence, or maybe try to set up some kind of fake. So far, everything they've tried has just been read and dealt with. Waiting for their moment at connector, but YH all on his own. Has no help here. It's going to come down to the timing of when Snare is going to push around that corner potentially. This looks like a crunch towards A, so YH in a really rough position.
Need to at least get one. More than that. Oh boy, well, here comes the strike. He is able to find that 1 kill. The circumstances still pretty damn impressive. Nade's now going to go flying. Totson scaling forward. Zay dropping down off the top of the stairs. Still able to trade this one back, but now a 2v1. Quick shot from XQQ. Keeps him in with the advantage. 4 is in hand here for Snare. Mino about to be around the corner, though. He will just find the timing. Absolute perfection on display here from Evolution Power.
The recovery, so nice. They're so quick to rotate. You know, YH in that one and done position. The game plan the whole way is just rush back over. XQQ and Mino able to get there in time to cut off ROC before they can get into any kind of comfortable position towards the site. A lot of util early, deep smokes here for Evolution Power. That's going to keep ROC pinned early. We're going to try to stack up towards mid a little bit now. So there's by the bridge. Go forward a little bit. Taking their time. I think the idea was decent from ROC, but in that previous round, they're just getting beat out in some of the individual fights now. But we were not seeing that on Subbase at all. Horace, slow but steady here. Now they're going to put XQQ back up YH. Tuck into a different position. On ROC's left instead of the right. They're just trying to wait this out. you're not really playing with too much info here on either side of the coin. And it looks to me like ROC is kind of hedging their bets a little bit, just looking to see if they can do some damage on one side and then either make a pivot or try to scale off the back of that. They're making their way through mid. Zay there. Be first line of defense potentially. Here we go. Zay, good for the first.
RS going to be taken down. YH still playing in around the back, and he's able to spray away for 2 quick kills. Snake a little late on the reply. Now the 2v3, the C4 getting brought over towards this A site where you've got 2 players waiting, but it's got early damage on XQQ, but YZK makes his presence known, and then some. The double for him to close it out and continue the win streak.
Wasn't expecting it to be this one-sided after how close Subbase was. But Evolution Power not letting go of their death grip here on their GR side of port. They are all over this right now. Already up 7-0, 2 more rounds to go in the half. Looks like this might be a pacier hit from ROC. Look at this stack.
Shots are flying. They and YCK able to find 2, but it's a good overwhelm here. Tomino starts striking, makes himself known on over towards the site. QQ quick to try to arrive. Snare tagged up, YH sliding forward. He's able to find one, finds them both. 8-0. One more and it's a perfect half.
Another great flank that comes through the house. So timely there. YH wins that battle against Slayer. Onto low HP, but has the last player there in his sights. Able to get the spray to go. Unbelievable.
Let's see if they can pull it off, the perfect streak. Once again, looking for the boost. Push forward.
Yep. They want to consider another connector a hit. So trying to creep up a little bit further forward, snare out with that TRG. A little bit of scouting towards that bridge, but oh, okay, Slayer.
We'll find one. That's XQQ dead on A. Connector still being watched, but if he can continue to scale forward, might just be able to get a shot in the back there onto YH. YZK up over the top. Double push. There's the first. Looking for the second. Can't make it happen. Damage found, but cannot get that kill. So play advantage going to be maintained here for ROC. Snare expounds upon it. Mino now struck down. YZK. Maybe needing to come up huge. Some stray shots there from Zayn. I'm not sure if YZK's position had actually been noted. Either way, rotation starting to come through. Player's going to be spotted there on the bridge. This B site is open. Confirmed here.
Totson's so far ahead of this, though.
I'm not sure if they're going to read this at all. Slotting forward. There's the first one. Zay trying to fight back. Draw down with the pistol. Unable to find the kill there. And Zay now in a 1v2. Both players low, but he's down to 18 HP. Certainly has his work cut out for him if he wants this 9-0. But they'll just go ahead, double face, hound him down. ROC will finally get themselves on the board, but it feels like far too much has already been surrendered here. This would need to be a monstrous streak.
It's hard to imagine that happening, but never know. Finally able to get around to go, finally able to find some early advantages, and it required them grabbing an extra sniper rifle to challenge some of those long angles. Now it's their opportunity, maybe do some damage. Slayer gonna stick with the TRG. Snare, as always, sitting with one of his own. Just XQQ with the sniper rifle for Evo Power. And again, a slow start for any kind of extra aggression through long A. Happy to play the long angles for Evo Power on this side of the map. Let's see what they can get done. Is everything calm? Slayer get tagged up. He's gonna retreat back towards B site. He's thinking about trying to put some pressure at the house. But Evolution Power just says, we're going to wait this one down a little bit. We're not going to give you anything on what exactly we're trying to do until we're ready to strike as best as possible. Mid-smoke, that also doesn't tell you a ton, so Horace going to go checking. Ooh, just a little bit ahead of any corner check. It's a full push here for Evolution Power Gaming. Down mid.
Shots connecting there on the back end, Mino. Taking a tiny little bit of damage.
Gonna try a 4-man push up through the connector. Snare.
Not anything yet. Flash in, frag grenade. It's a bit of damage. Peek coming through, and Horace going to be struck down, trying to come to the rescue, and quickly. That's going to be Evolution Power overwhelming this site. Flair and Totson playing together, looking to try to do it all, but they still have this flank coming through from XQQ. So he'll just go back through the connector, join in with the rest of the team. C4 already going to be planted. The time now ticking. They're going to have to make a go of this. Quick checks over the top. Instantly snaps onto the headshot. And that's just the spray down. 9-1. Evolution Power swiftly looking to take us to that third and final map.
Just able to find the gaps in the map. Get through connector for free. Get 4 players out down towards long A. You're just able to steamroll your way through. Some great util on towards the top of A. Keep Snare completely pinned. He has been shut out of this map. 4 kills, 10 deaths. Heard of that 20-plus bomb he dropped. Ooh, my goodness.
Not going to get any easier. Feels like ROC, that first map, maybe getting through the tutorial boss, but now...
Now you're into the real meat and potatoes.
Yeah, now you're playing max difficulty.
You beat the tutorial and you're like, I can crank this up to nightmare mode. No problem.
Hurt me plenty. There's a quick little shot there, Snare. Just whizzing past. Looking to try his luck again. It's not deep enough to really find any value there. Swoop forward, it's gonna just be Zay coming away with that one. Totson trying to go for this little pincer maneuver. Cut them off. Slayer holds the line for 1, but cannot nail that flick. And that leaves just Horace to try to see if he can keep them in this game, and even then they would still need 7 more rounds on top of it. We'll see if he can take that first step, because so far it's just been a 1 in 10 performance at every twist and turn. Every player on ROC has been having the roughest possible go of it. Playing up close, and yep, no hope in hell. 10-1, we are going the distance here in this quarterfinal set. Is Evolution Power looking a lot more like themselves here on port.
Yeah, seems like they just needed a chance to step away from the computers for a bit. And they are regrouped, and they are right back to being that fearsome team we kind of expected coming into this match. And just everything that was going right for ROC on Subbase is not at all onto this other map, onto port. And man, Minho, great work there at the front of house. Zay doing a great job all across this map, being that roaming player who's kind of going back and forth between the mid part of the map, keeping that under control. Everything you could ask for here for Evolution Power Gaming. They were doing it in spades, winning the clutches when they had to. It's little that you can fault for them on this map.
Big step-ups from everyone here from the side of Evolution Power. Saw YZK getting a little bit of a pep talk from the coach outside in between the maps, and it seems like whatever he had said, it worked a treat. This was dominance across the board, surrendering that 1-round loss. Now we get ready to go into that third and final map to see who is going to be advancing and who is going to be going home, so don't go anywhere. The action continues in just a few.
swear you remember who you are. I swear you remember who you are. I swear you remember who you are. Remember who you are. I swear you. I swear.
Well, we are going the distance here in our third quarterfinal matchup at CROSSFIRE EWC. Evolution Power, damn near perfection over on Port. They tear ROC apart 10-1, sending us now into a third and final map.
Yeah, and this is a map that's at least looked good for Evolution Power in terms of the one time we got to see it from them when they bested Inner Circle on it. And you know, coming into this final map, they have to feel like they've got the momentum, like they've got an opportunity here to continue on in this event. ROC's got to recover. That was a shaky one. You know, they have won on this map as well. They won in overtime against EVOS. And they did win against Team Liquid pretty handily, 10-5. So both these teams, at least in this event, looking pretty decent on this map, but I think you could throw all that out the window based on what we've seen so far. You know, each other's map picks taken again. It seems to be a reoccurring theme in this event. Then we come down to Eagle Eye, try to settle it.
Both sides some tape to study to try to figure out what the opponent's strategies are going to be. Certainly was a bit of a disadvantage, I suppose, from ROC going into that pick of Port, but like you said, continues to be a rough spot for them, even though they feel like they are individually strong on that map. Continues to not really find the value that they are seeking. A 1-3 record on that. But now, a final best of one to determine everything. As we move into Eagle Eye and see if it's going to be Evolution Power taking away this series victory, advancing into the semifinals, joining in alongside Stallions and Baisha Gaming, as well as netting themselves a very big jump up in the prize pool.
Map in the mountains. Early out. The sniper is Snare. Gets smoked off though. So not going to continue to initially hold that angle. Just looking to see if he can get a little lucky there. Kind of trying to read Evolution Power's positioning, and they actually have a pretty good idea, do both teams, of the tendencies of each other, at least early here. Both setting up for some B congestion over by the hotel. Zay's a little bit further forward, but otherwise, you're just going to have to hold things with a little bit of backup behind him.
Yeah, he just tucked in here behind the desk. Flash on a timing. Should be able to read the trajectory of that though and get a decent idea of the player position, with frag grenade now going to be lobbed in. That finds a good amount of damage on the Totson. Zay now, yep, able to strike. And this position, letting them know, no vacancy here. There's no space for you. Slams the door in their faces. And with a quick little slide out. Still going to be found, and Snare needing to hit that quick shot. Unable to do so. Slides back away. Rewrapping now, but that C4 is stranded.
Yeah, it just dropped it. Good news for Snare is it looks like...
The A side's open, bring the bomb.
Yeah, look at Slayer though.
Going on this flank, but does meant to catch one off guard. Counter swing, gonna be shut down. Mino dead, suddenly a 2v2 with all players low on health. And because of this little push and pull, the C4 now starts slotting forward towards that B site, but with that kill, Slayer just cannot escape fast enough, and now Snare is gonna have to fight his way forward. Gun barrel gonna be spotted there around the corner of the shot, connecting. Zay taken down, looking for the safe plant. YZK, however, able to get in on top of him before that C4 can really hit the ground and quickly get diffused. No way to try to redraw a weapon from there, and that's gonna be Evolution Power picking up where they left off on Port.
Yeah, it looked like this was going to be a pretty easy first round for the side of Evolution Power Gaming, but it turns pretty scrappy pretty quick.
Almost converted to 3v5.
They did. I mean, Slayer there hitting some nasty headshots. finding that timing, catch Evolution Power completely off guard, but they chase him down. They read that so quickly. Likely the last player to be back over on B. That gets them into that position. Quickly deal with the planter. Some smokes out early over towards the B side of things. That is again going to be the strong side for Evolution Power. Just a matter of when they respond here. Looks like this is going to be a mid-hit. Oh my god.
Just a quick swoop out. He's looking for that second one. Ken Knob and XQQ does manage to find Horace at the same time. Slayer on the approach, able to find one, and YZK, not sure what the hell he was doing that far forward. He ends up losing his life. Looking to try to make up for it though. Come away with the kill. Is Zay going to be noted here on the flank? Snake just tucked in behind that box. Pull back flash up and over the top. Snake already repositioning, but this allows Zay to scale even closer as the C4 is now planted. Right about to come through. Mino trying to hold close. Snake up and over the top. Watching for the exit. Mino trying to suss this out. Does, but just cannot find the damage to get the kill.
Oh, look at the reposition.
This one too, but oh, this is not going to be planted for him. He's just sticking in with his diffuse. Can he get an angle? I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do so. He's just going to diffuse it right here in his face. And that is a brutal way to lose a round where it looks like you should be able to get yourself started.
Oh boy, that is so painful. I mean, Snake there has to reposition because he's low on health and he's out in the open. That just opens the door. And the swing underneath, oh my god. That is so painful for ROC. They played that round so well. Slayer doing a great job on the entry to the site. Oh boy, that's a toughie. Just some patience, as they're gonna get Zay tucked back up at the front of Hotel there. A bit further forward on that angle this time though. Trying to bait for him a little bit is YZK. Let's see if they read this. They do. Nice. Great check there. Ready for that angle. They're also ready for the response and utility. They had seen that in the first round, so some good little individual moments here for ROC. Let's see if they can keep that going forward. See this tough position to root out.
Zay once again. Just keeping them held back, redraws to the pistol, tries to go for the push, will eventually fall, but it might not matter at all. Snake needing to try to pull off a 1v4. It's halfway there, but it just doesn't have the HP nor the read. XQQ, perfect position, sprays him down. And it's a similar start, another big streak starting to get built up here.
Just kind of felt like ROC was anticipating they were going to fall further back. But again, it's that crossfire being set up, and it's just a little bit more well hidden.
Got to be considering the timeout call. Depending on how this round does start, maybe if you can find an opening pick, you save it off for a little bit longer, but a 4-0 lead. It's like ROC will just have to try to intervene. The coach involved.
Fully agree. Snare, good for somebody peeking down the stairs. XQQ has been happy to sit on the site proper. Oh, he does suss out YH.
Gets the spot there, and that's going to be a big one. Rewrap coming through. Just looking, trying to hold down mid here as much as possible. A little bit of damage from the frag grenade out from Snake. Now getting ready to come in, and YZK scope in, finds the first, finds the second. Mino gets that jump as well. So now the flank has been dealt with. Horace is dead, and it's just Snare. The 1v3 flashed up, frag grenade let loose. C4, the opposite side of the box. The players crunching, collecting. 4-0 start. Man. With no end in sight until they hit 10.
Yo, YZK picking up the TRG and putting it to damn good use. That is filthy stuff from him. Gets the 2K, and Snare just completely screwed. Oh my. You get that opening pick, and you still can't call the timeout here. Seems like that Stray wants to wait just a little bit longer, but you're in danger of, no matter what, seeding this half over towards Evolution Power Gaming. You just need that one more for the 5th. Maybe you're comfortable with that. Maybe you feel like your GR side is your better side as ROC, but
has continued to be a thorn in their sides. Changes up the position. It's not playing back desk this time. He's playing forward to the stairwell. ROC have been suspicious of this, looking for that free fire there from Totson. Now able to just go ahead and rotate out. Frag grenade flipping into his side, puts him to 44. Kill can't be found. Push the spot, not coming through. Mino just staying tucked. Now going for the peek, gets the spot up there on the Snake's position. YCK just finds Horse looking the opposite direction. Bit of noise baiting has him turned around, but they do manage to equalize as Zay eventually gets flushed out.
It's a great push and pull for Evolution Power Gaming there. Playing one on bridge, one on hotel, one on backside. Just all coordinating so well there to make sure that they at least get the trade. Now though, ROC feeling comfortable to continue to scale forward. Slayer.
Oh, Mino.
Oh boy.
Almost getting the jump, re-swings for it and will be able to confirm it. Player advantage now in hand, flash over the top, looking for the breach in towards the B site. And YH able to strike for one, finds himself a second, just playing these flanks beautifully. As this just continues to get built up. Timer continues to tick down as we go into the next round. For ROC so far, it is still no intervention, but how much can you let this team bleed out these rounds before you pump the brakes?
And again, it's the coordination that Evolution Power Gaming is starting to show. Their comms are really in sync. It's all about not overcommitting to anything. You know, sometimes, yes, you'll put Zay in those aggressive positions where he's trying to play for at least one, even if he gives up his life.
Looking for a pacier hit here towards the A site, looking to try to overwhelm XQQ. Mino, but as the players start to join in here, they're able to just spray him down. One casualty, that's all they can find. 34 seconds in the round, and it's another one racked up here for the side of Evolution Power.
It's just brutality. It's just brutality. Poor Stray. Just showing signs of frustration, obviously, as the coach. Not able to find any answers. You try to throw a curveball here, go for the quick hit. It gets shut down.
Seems like we do have the timeout call there for ROC. There is so much to try to go over. 5 rounds worth of brutality. Try to cover and compensate for in a matter of about a minute and a half.
This is so difficult. I mean, you're probably now talking about how you're going to try to isolate some of these positions that Evolution Power is setting up. Like if you think about hotel, you got to find some good smokes to make sure that, you know, that front desk part of hotel is able to be dealt with, even if you don't necessarily get the kill onto Zay, to at least flush him out of there and not take any damage in response. Like little things like that about getting a little bit of extra map control just not being accounted for by ROC. So I want to see a little bit more diligence, especially with those smokes, especially with making sure that, you know, you're able to use those to clear the space and set yourself up for the hits that you want to, or use them to set up some fakes. We haven't seen a lot of that from ROC in the last couple maps. So things like that really going to be important to be considering, especially for Snake as the IGL.
Obviously a rough start for pretty much everybody, but Hudson and Horus not being able to find any kills thus far. Pretty solid assessment of how this map has gone. Got 2 players ready for long side angles in towards this hotel as Nade goes across, connecting on the Snake, and Zay swooping out in hotel once again. This is all his all day long. Finally will fall, but not before he's able to find a good amount of kills. YH cleaning up Slayer. Leaves the C4 there at the back of desk. Leaves Snare into a 1v2. Double face. Drifts across. And will backpedal. Respect being shown, not wanting to over-aggress. Give him that opportunity. Saw what he was capable of on the opening map.
they're just so smart. Got to give a lot of credit here to Mino, the IGL, for this Evolution Power Gaming team for keeping his team right in sync. Well-oiled machine the whole way through these last couple of maps. Not giving any ground. And playing this wisely. I think this is absolutely the right call here from EP. Like you were saying, you don't want to give Snare those opportunities because he can definitely convert. So he can play for the C4 and then make a move off of that. You're going to see that, yeah, it's down. So they're going to wrap all the way around. Try to come through. Try to see if they can catch Snare off guard. He has a lot to consider here. He's going to try to smoke.
Power approach.
Oh.
QQ nearly finding that kill. Round not over quite just yet, but Snare, it does make it all the more difficult for him. Finds the first shot. Can he get the second? YH able to avoid it, just chasing in, unable to quite find it until this last moment. You can see the frustration. Snare knowing how badly, how desperately his team needed that. But he cannot find it. He gets so close, but it's still so far. 7-0 now.
Oh, it's just going from bad to worse. And again, it is EP that are winning those clutches, that are winning those 1v1s. Once Subbase finished, it has been all Evolution Power Gaming. Snare very aggressive.
Ooh. Eating a good amount of damage. Getting him thrown out, but it's gonna be actually Slayer taken down. Snare still alive and in the fight here with the rest of the team, but so I'm still suffering heavy losses. Totson now gone a 5v3. Got this position from XQQ. Pistol in hand. And YH joining in mid. Just a full crunch and a flawless round. Looking for the flawless half. 8-0, Evolution Power. Oh, you can tell. After dropping that Subbase, they got pissed off.
Yeah, and they're winning every individual battle. Zay is winning over on the hotel side in a 1v1. He goes against Totson. That just opens up the map for them to just start fanning out and swarming. Here we go again, fast hit.
Rare whiff there. But Mino exiting from that smoke is able to find two. YZK finding Horst at the same time, a 2v2 with Mino tagged down low. Positions back in here towards this B site. Zay, though, on this flank. Route towards their spawn. He gets a jump on the Slayer, catching him completely off guard. Snare. A bit of deja vu here for him. There's the first. Can he get the second? Spots him, but damage eaten. Down to 44. C4 still in hand, trying to get the quick shot. Doesn't manage to find it. The spray, it takes him down. Frag grenade, looking to try to bounce it forward. Cannot find it. Snare stays on the low ground, keeps himself safe. C4 now. The plant not being committed to. Just taps it, trying to see if he can get a rise out of Zay, see if he can get him to peek. Now committed to. Slides down to low ground once again, but Zay is so quick to flick. Right through the heart. As that is going to be just another frustrating round, another what-if scenario for Snare. 9-0 at the half. We switch sides. And all it takes is this one last one for Evolution Power. ROC need 9 in a row just to take it to overtime, just to have an opportunity to try to close this one out. Otherwise, it's going to be EP from China eliminating ROC from Egypt.
And Zay has been just tremendous on this map. Whether it's being tasked with locking down the hotel or coming through on these flanks, coming through with the clutches. What a showing from the youngster here on Eagle Eye. Nasty work. It's going to be Horus, the one asked to try to mimic his performance, at least early in that position. But Evolution Power Gaming just establishing mid-control. See this a lot from the BL side. Don't do anything too aggressive too early. Let those deep smokes wear out, and then try to make your move a little bit later. This is going to be tough, though. Might have to win this battle in mid. Slayer versus XQQ, potentially. They're backing off of it. This is going to be the strong side if it is an A commit here for Evolution Power Gaming. ROC again, at least early in these GR rounds, having some kind of good read. We saw on Subbase, it's just, is this actually the committal? Because the C4 is still all the way back in spawn. So this is just looking for info, trying to make their decision. Minho wants to get the read before he commits.
Push forward, Totson. Able to find the kill, his first of this map. He needs that to be the break of the dam to start the flood of kills, but YZK sends him right back out. Snake's position now going to be noted. Needs flying player advantage now expounded upon. 2 left alive now, just the 1. The shot starting to connect. YZK going to be good for 1 more, but he's not ready for snare. This time he's able to get it done. 1 round picked up here for ROC. That's that first step of many.
It's going to take a while, but snare there. At least righting a few wrongs for his team. Just waiting that out. It's easy money at that point. And after getting that first kill, oh, there's another one. XQQ gets the leg of Slayer. That's a huge opener. Totson, though?
Doesn't manage to get this slot forward again. This time it's YZK dead. That does have EP contained here for the moment.
You got a lot of time to play with. Even if this one doesn't go, coach wants to get involved. Nice saying, I just want to get this over with. I want to talk about some things. It's probably going to be talking about what Totson's been doing over there in Long A. I think that's pretty much what the timeout is exclusively for. Might not even get to that, to be honest.
I mean, it's a 4v4. A timeout call might not matter at all if the players can still right the ship here, but it's going to be a full approach here. Bottom of hotel under the bridge. Horus turns back, is still going to be able to find 1. Mixed in with that headshot. There's a damage going to be exchanged, and Snake falls to about a 1/3.
Zay quick to go for this flank. He's got to buy time here as the 2 players on site. XQQ gonna have that angle down, and he's got the first.
Snare gone. Snake and Totson needing to do everything. C4 planted, already ticking down to about half. Ooh. Totson finding 1. Zay. He's end up falling, but that's the last of the util dumped away. The Snake is able to find 1. XQQ looking at trying to maintain this control. Tap of the defuse, and he's just gonna strafe through the smoke. The smooth criminal himself. 10-1 once more. Evolution Power, a shaky start, but a rock solid here at the end. They get the reverse sweep, and they advance forward into the semifinals, eliminating ROC Esports.
Back-to-back dominant match. Unbelievable. Evolution Power. What else can you say? They lost their map pick, and then they just took control. It was their match the rest of the way. Got to give ROC some credit. Came in with a great plan on Subbase, looking real